second panel discussion. We had a wonderful, very engaging, very exciting conversation in the first panel discussion. I'm sure you enjoyed it, and I'm sure there were many questions in your mind. You got some clarity about what is a social enterprise, how do we scale it, what is the finance, and what are also the intricacies of social enterprises as such, both globally and what Mike talked about, the teaching aspect of social enterprise and how classroom teaching itself needs to be reinvented in a way where knowledge takes you to the real ground zero and allows you with tools and instruments and knowledge to tackle some of the problems. So how do you bridge this gap of knowledge and action is what Mike and other panelists emphasized upon. They were coming from different walks of life. They threw light on different aspects of social enterprises. I certainly believe it was a good interaction for the first panel discussion which you had. We're moving on to the second panel discussion. And the thematics for the second panel discussion is, are social enterprises breaking the binaries? Because Prabhat in the first session did talk about it, that this kind of a compartmentalization between entrepreneurs and a prefix called social entrepreneur, how does it change the dynamics? Or are they same in certain ways? It's what is the nuanced understanding of the social enterprise and how much different it is from the enterprise or entrepreneur per se is some of the things which we did touch upon. We're going to dig deeper into these concepts in this panel. And I remember one of the panelists saying that what happens when state and markets fail? I think Amit is here, he said this sentence, I remember from the first panel, that what happens when market and state, which we put great faith in, were the resolvers of so-called wicked problems, or the stubborn problems of the society, they were supposed to solve it for us. But what we're seeing is that they are failing, or they have not been able to deliver what they promised to us. And in that context, do we have the third model, or an emerging third model, which is often talked about as a hybrid model? And when I talk about the binaries, so is there a middle ground? Is there a ground which sort of buckles these two very, very different concepts of being entrepreneurial and profit-making and being an NGO or a social philanthropist or so on and so forth, the number of names associated with it. So we're going to hit the debate right in the center and right in the middle, because we're going to talk about the middle way here. We're going to talk about the middle way here. And what I personally believe is there is a model. There is a model which embraces the financial discipline of market capitalism and also provides an opportunity and support for the vulnerable, dispossessed, and the marginalized. So the task here is to how do we strategically, cleverly address some of these wicked social problems, and how do we understand some of these entrenched values in the existing, or shape some of the entrenched values in the existing world order. So this sector blurring kind of a thing which we're going to talk about will be dwelled into by Dr. Jamie Halsall, University of Huddersfield, and he was introduced in the first session, so I'm not going to talk much about him. You know him by now. But one thing which I need to tell you is that he has been my co-investigator and partner in my UKD project. So my association with Jamie goes long back in 2013 when we met in Dubai in one of the conferences. We kept in touch, we did some writing together. We have a book together on globalization which was published last year in Springer. So it's a long association we have, and through this association we were able to sort of clinch this British Council project of understanding social enterprises in India and UK. Another of my friend and my co-partner in the project is Dr. Mike Snowden from University of Huddersfield. He's also a co-principal investigator in Curie, and what he brings with us is kind of a very precise understanding of mentoring, coaching, teaching, pedagogy of social enterprises. And I must share this with you. They've already started a module on social enterprises in their university, which is a big achievement in a way, because they are actually sort of stitching the research which they've done with the students in terms of sharing the research results with them. Our third panelist is Professor Subhasis Ray. You know him also because he gave a opening lecture yesterday on social enterprises. But again, he comes with wealth of experience because he has 24 years of experience in corporate and academia. And he's worked in the area of strategy and business in multinational corporations like BP and Tata Group. And he's written prolifically in the area of marketing, branding, sustainability, and CSR. And he's delivered more than 20 lectures world over, in fact, at Yale, Harvard, Cornell, and Dartmouth. So I would love to hear from him, from a marketing perspective, what does he see so special about social enterprises. We are very privileged to have Mr. Satish Jha. He happens to be in India at this time. I contacted him. He was kind enough to come and visit us and talk to you young guys, because he again comes with wealth of experience. Wealth of experience in different domains, rather. He began as a journalist, but he's now known more as for his recurring success in leading businesses in global market with established track records of growth. He has led both established and emerging cutting-edge technology business to achieve maximum operation impacts with minimum resources. And I think that's the need of the hour. How do you optimize the resources? How do you get that edge, cutting edge, in doing the business globally? And he's also an expert presenter, negotiator, and business with proven track record of forging strong relationship with strategic Fortune 500 partners and build consensus across multiple organizational levels. So thank you, Satish, for being kind enough to be part of the university lecture. I know you're a busy man, so personal thanks to you to being part of the academia today. Avinash. Professor Avinash Kumar, again, wealth of experience. He has a very macro perspective, and he has a vantage in a unique position of understanding social enterprises because, of course, he's a professor at MDI Gurgaon, but also because he sort of very interestingly blends public policy, he blends corporate responsibility, and his focus revolves around mainstreaming marginalized through citizen-centric governance. I think that's the core of public policy. How do you ensure citizen-centric governance, sustainable models of rural livelihood, entrepreneurship, and designing corporate social responsibility practices, and sort of, again, bringing it closer to the sustainable development goals. Wealth of experience, and I'm particularly impressed because his knowledge base, and I myself come from public policy background, so the nuanced understanding of public policy and governance matrix, and the larger macro understanding of what government is trying to do through social enterprises is something which he'll bring to the fore in today's discussion. I would want, each one of the speakers to begin on the theme of social enterprises and are they breaking the binaries with a quick conversation beginning on that note for about 2 minutes, and then I'll throw in some specific questions in that. We had the morning session which sort of introduces this concept, but there's something left in the first session. You couldn't talk about it. Mike, I begin with you. You were sitting on very close to me, so I can't help it.
I'll use the mic this time. Next time, I'm going to sit